Hello, beautiful people. Hello, and welcome to another day in Stardew Valley. We are on day 2, and surprisingly, tomorrow it's going to rain. Little hint, if you didn't know. The third day of spring on your first year of Stardew Valley, it always rains. It is a guaranteed rain day. Now, today we're going to be going to meet Willie, so that way we can get our fishing rod. And honestly, most of today is going to be spent fishing. We've already made a chest, so that way we can fish in one place for most of the day and just put all of our fish into a chest. The early days are a good time to get a lot of fishing experience, and fishing is a good way to get money. Now, I will not lie, fishing is a pain. It is probably my least favorite thing to do in all of Stardew Valley, but it's really good dollars early on, so I will be fully taking part in it. I also like to make sure my tools are all organized there, because I'm a little OCD about that. Don't ask me why. I don't mind the rest of my boxes absolutely destroyed, but my tools have to be in order. So with this, we'll be able to meet Willie, and then the only people we will have not met in this playthrough so far are Jazz and the Wizard. Oh, we have a quest. Let's take a look and see what they would like. No, I'm not. Need seaweed to dry for next winter. You know what? I will take that quest, Elliot, because there is a high likelihood that I will be getting some seaweed today, so I don't mind giving it to you. There is a daffodil there, which I'll just store that information for later. We're going to go ahead and skip the cutscene where Willie gives us the bamboo rod, but let's go ahead and catch our first fish. Now, for efficiency's sake, you would actually want to go catch a sunfish, because your first... Well... You can't fail your first capture. That's one thing to note. And depending on where you are, determines what your first fish will be. If you're in the ocean, it's an anchovy. If you're anywhere else, I believe it's a sunfish. I'm not actually sure what happens if it's the lake, because I've never done it. I think the lake is still a sunfish, but it might be a carp. I'm not sure. That's one thing I'm not 100% certain on. I'll have to check that sometime. Find out. Now I'm just looking for a seaweed, so that way we can go ahead and leave the ocean and go to the river. That is a halibut. I'm looking for a seaweed. Oh, we're just getting fish. We got a perfect catch. That's great. Perfect catch means more experience. Alright, so we got a sardine, which is one of the fish that we actually need for the community center. This is going to be another halibut. Nope, that one's a herring. I'm actually just looking for a seaweed. If you wanted to just give me a seaweed, Ocean, that'd be great. Oh, no, we're just going to keep catching fish. I don't normally ask for seaweed. But at this rate, I feel like we're going to be staying in the ocean for a while. This is a little wild, actually. Okay, we got a sea jelly, and we also hit our first level of fishing. So we are now level 1 fishing. And we've caught another fish. This one could have been a perfect capture if I hadn't messed it up. Oh well. Can I get a seaweed, please? I don't want to place my chest here because the villagers will destroy chests that are in their walking path, and I know that this is the walking path of Willie. So I prefer not to have a chest out here. And there's another halibut. Can we get some seaweed, please? I don't know if we're gonna get any seaweed, I'm gonna be honest. It's feeling a little fish heavy today. Not that that's a bad thing. That is a flounder. There's some seaweed. Now we can stop fishing in the ocean, because I didn't really want to fish in the ocean anyway. Now let's see. Right. I can't see where people are on the map. There is 3 things that I'm going to be coming back for soon, because there is some forage on the beach that we definitely will want. I might go back and grab that right now, actually. So I'm going to place my chest right here, because in my experience, nobody ever steps there. Let me go back and grab that forage that's on the beach there. There's... Wait, was it Elliot that needed... Hold on, we gotta check. Yes, it was Elliot that wanted the seaweed. Here's your seaweed, Elliot! And there we go, we managed to get that done in day 1. Or day 2. Well, day one of the quest coming up. So we'll grab ourselves an oyster, a mussel, and a clam. And that's 3 of the items that we're going to need for the fishing, or for the crab pot bundle. So that's really nice. We only need 2 more items to complete the crab pot bundle already, which is very, very good. Now, let's go ahead and put those away, and we'll get to some river fishing. This is my preferred location for fishing. At least when we're in standard Stardew. When it comes to Stardew Expanded, there's other places that I enjoy more, but for standard Stardew, this is one of the most useful places for fishing, I'd say. It's probably a sunfish, right? Yeah. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and eat this sea jelly. And that's going to go ahead and give us a +1 to our fishing, as well as a lot of energy, so that's good for us. So we now effectively have level 2 fishing. Got us some green algae. We have that for 6 minutes and 45 seconds, which is pretty close to the rest of the day. Now, we are going to be passing out fishing, because in the early days, it's important that we get as much fishing done as possible. Basically, I want to get as high a fishing level as I possibly can before tomorrow when the catfish come out. And the reason is because catfish are very difficult to catch. So if I have a higher fishing level, I have a better chance of actually being able to catch one. Which might actually be an argument for a reason why I maybe should have held on to that sea jelly so I could increase my fishing level that way also. But... Now, we won't get notified when we get another level in fishing. We'll only find out if we actually check, because we've already gotten 1 level up today from fishing. And the pop-up will only show up when you level up your first skill of the day. And we got a smallmouth bass. And we are level 2 fishing, but I think that might be due to the boost, because the 2 is green. But that is another way you can check. The only thing is that I believe that because of our food, we're getting level 2 fishing, so may not be fully accurate currently. And we got another perfect catcher. The sunfish are fairly easy ones to catch, so that makes it a little bit easier on us. That sunfish just had to go and be a pain. The sunfish are part of the reason why I prefer fishing here. They don't give a lot of experience, but it's a lot easier to get a perfect capture on a sunfish. Plus, I'll be fishing here tomorrow for the catfish anyway, so may as well have all of my stuff already here. Alright, we're going to sacrifice the perfect capture on this so we can get that chest, because the chest is worth more experience. We got a sunfish, and we got a chest, and the chest... Oh, we actually had a broken trident with Slime Slayer and +2 defense. That's actually really, really good. That is a good starting weapon for us that we can use when the mine's open. I'm going to keep these sunfish in case I need energy. We want one for the community center, but we can eat one for some energy if we need to. Alright, well, we've already lost the perfect capture on this because I'm absolutely failing at this. Another sunfish, and we got some coal. Those chests have the capability to give some pretty good rewards, including ancient seeds and dinosaur eggs, which are both things that you'll want in the game as early as you can get them. I'm hoping to catch a fish right now. There we go. So that way we can meet Jazz. And with that, we've met everyone. Now we just need to give a gift to somebody. We'll hold off on that for a little bit. We'll just wait for another fish to bite. So as I said, we'll be here until we pass out. Pass out time, of course, is 2 a.m. So we'll be staying here until 2 o'clock in the morning. And passing out. Since we have a guaranteed level, we don't have to worry about our energy tomorrow for passing out. Normally, that's the main thing that you'd have to worry about when you pass out is your energy for the next day. But as you can see, we have definitely hit level 2 now. But you don't have to worry about that if you hit a level. Once you hit a level, you're guaranteed to have full energy the next day. So the only thing we'll lose is some of our dollars. Now, dollars loss is not actually that big at the early game, because in the start of the game, well, at any point in the game, you only lose a certain percentage of the money that you have. So in our case, we're going to lose like $13 for passing out. It's nothing massive. It's like 10% of your overall up to 1,000. So both in the very early part of the game and in the very late part of the game, you really don't need to worry about passing out. It doesn't really matter that much in terms of your money loss. Energy loss can get pretty bad later in the game, but normally you have pretty good ways of dealing with that. So overall, passing out's not too bad. It's really not something you need to worry about. So I always spend my first several days just fishing until I pass out. The goal is before the 5th of spring, which is when you can open the community center, that we have level 5 fishing. That would be what we really want to have. And it is possible. Not the easiest thing in the world, but it is possible. We can definitely do it. Without any mods, I have reached level 3 fishing in the first day of the second day of the game, but first day of fishing. But it's not the easiest thing in the world to do. I'll be honest about that. Oh, we got a Joja Cola. Not very great, but something we might be able to use later. And we got a soggy newspaper. Again, not great, but something that we can use when we have a recycler. We were having too good a luck, so I'm not surprised we're starting to see more trash now. And there's another perfect capture. We're doing quite well, I'm gonna be honest. It's going quite well. We're about to lose our fishing buff. Actually, we did just lose our fishing buff. So at this point, we should be back down to level 2 fishing. So it didn't quite last us the whole day, but it lasted pretty close. Now we do have river jelly, but that's just going to give us 70 increased energy. I don't really want that right now, because I'm already getting pretty close to the end of the day. I'm probably not going to eat anything else today, or if I do, it'll be something small. Something like a green algae, or maybe a Joja Cola. Probably a green algae, because I have those to spare. And the Joja Cola I might need for a quest later. Let's go ahead and drop everything into the box. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull the green algae out just in case. So we're into our last 2.5-ish hours. No, 3.5-ish hours of fishing. And it will get pretty difficult normally to get fish to catch. The amount of fish we've caught today is not typical at all. Normally you see a lot more trash, but luck's on our side, it seems. I had to say something. Again, it's more common that you'll get trash early on, though, so that's fine. This is what I expect. One of the things I'm definitely going to try to do is I'm going to try to have my inventory as clear as possible when the time comes for us to pass out. Alright, I'm going to sacrifice a perfect capture for this chest, because the chest is worth more experience. And also, the chest might have something good in it. It had coal. Well, you know, coal doesn't seem like it's great, but honestly, you need a lot of it when you get later into the game, especially with the way I play, so I'm not going to complain about coal. Oh, this could be a really good one. Oh, alright, so we were able to catch that chest. So we got a chest with a perfect capture. That's actually really good, because that means we get the experience from the catch, and the perfect catch, and the experience from the chest, which is very, very good experience. Some of the best experience you can get while fishing. Now, I don't think the bream is worth a lot of experience, so we could have gotten it on a better fish, but the bream is one of the easier ways to do that just because it's cooperative. Starting to run low on time here, but we're also starting to run low on energy. Now, I'm not all that worried about running out of energy. If we completely run out of energy today, that's fine. Alright, let's grab the chest. Oh no, hold on. I'm gonna have to put some more into catching this because I screwed up. I keep screwing this up. I don't know what happened. I've been doing so well. Alright. There we go. I don't know what was going on there. Struggling a little bit to catch that one. I'm not sure why. But we got some more bait. Normally a good indicator of how much fishing experience or where your fishing level is how far your bobber goes. Or at least that's one of the two ways that you can generally get a good gauge of how much fishing experience you have. The other way is normally your fishing bar, because the bigger your fishing bar is, the more levels you have, because your fishing bar does increase with level. And we got another perfect catch. Let me see how we're doing. We are actually on level 3 fishing. So that is actually great. I'm going to go ahead and put everything in here. And we're going to keep going because we're running out of time. As you can see, there's only 40 minutes left. And we have reached 0 energy, but that doesn't really matter. Doesn't really do anything to us. We might run out of time, though, today for fishing before we catch any more. Nope, we got one more catch. Last catch of the day. And it's a perfect catch. And it's a bream. Let me put it in the chest real quick, and then put that in the chest too, and then we can pass out comfortably. And as you can see, we've hit level 1, level 2, level 3 fishing. And that's going to do it for another day in Stardew Valley. I hope you all enjoyed today. I'm glad you came to join me. And I hope you'll continue to stay with us as we continue our journey. But until then, I'll see you tomorrow.